Today, the 12 teams from the Afghanistan Champions League are going to be fighting it out to take control of the entire country. Now, usually, how football imperialism works is that people take clubs, they spin a wheel, and the two clubs that fight, they simulate it on FIFA. I don't have FIFA, and FIFA does not include any clubs from Afghanistan, so we have a slightly different way of doing it. What I have here is an index of the 12 clubs in Afghanistan, and they all have a rating attached to it. So the best club, Abu Muslim, has a 63, and the worst club, I believe Khorasan, only has a 56. These ratings are based on their performance in the 24-25 season, um, multiple things, their position, points, goal difference, um, continental qualification, all that. But how this works is we're going to be spinning a wheel. Our first club is going to be Aino. So now we spin an arrow. We can see that is going south, I believe. Yeah, that just takes them off the map. So we have to roll again. They're now going directly north, and directly north from Aino is this territory right here. Now, since this is unclaimed, Aino gets to imperialize it, and it is now territory owned by Aino. Now, as a reward for taking that territory, we can see in the rules here that they get a +1 to their score. So Aino goes from a 54 to a 55. And now that no teams are gone, we just spin again. And well, Aino are up again. They're going to be going south. We know that's off the map. Going west, which is going to be this territory right here, which now does allow, now they do have a border with Adalat Farah over here. And now Aino go from a 55 to a 56. Next up is Khadim. Looks like it is. Alright, Khadim are going to be heading southwest. This is Khadim right here. And they are going to be taking, this territory right here. Alright, this was Khadim. Khadim goes up from a 49 to a 50. Alright, the next team up is going to be Abu Muslim, the juggernaut of the country. I believe that's off the map. Yes, it is. I'm going to have to spin again. Alright, they will be going southeast, and they will be taking this territory right here. This takes Abu Muslim from a 63 to a 64. Alright, next club up is going to be Istiklal. It is. Now, Istiklal, I believe there's only one direction they would attack. It's not that direction, I don't believe. So yes, they are going to be taking this territory right here. And Istiklal go from a 58 to a 59. Let's see if we'll finally get a game. The next team up is going to be Aino again. I think it's a fairly high chance that they do get a game now to sharing that border with Abu Muslim. That's off the map. And it looks like it. That is going to be a matchup between Aino and Abu Muslim. Okay, so how this works is because Aino is attacking Abu Muslim, that means Abu Muslim is at home and Aino is away. So now what we do is we take these ratings. We can see Abu Muslim has a 64, so they are the home team. And Aino have a 56, so they are the away team. So now what we do is with this, we take a random number 1 to 20. Abu Muslim get a 17, and Aino get a 16. And now we compare the scores, and we see that Abu Muslim have, in fact, beaten Aino. So how these scores work is that 70% of it comes from the original rating, and 30% of it comes from the randomness. So there's still like a random factor, but ratings still matter. And the home side gets a +2 to their score for being at home. So with that, Abu Muslim takes all of Aino's territory, and Aino is out, and the world and Afghanistan looks a lot more yellow. So because Abu Muslim were ranked higher than Aino, they only get a +1 for taking them out. But that means that Aino is gone from the game permanently. And next up is Abu Muslim again. Alright, after many spins, I believe, yes, that will be Abu Muslim attacking Adlat Farah here. So Adlat Farah are going to be at home. They have a 51, and Abu Muslim now have a 65. Sorry, 65. Alright, so the random for Adlat Farah is going to be 9, and Abu Muslim is going to get a 4, but um, Abu Muslim still has a higher score and will imperialize Adlat Farah. Alright, so Adlat Farah are out, and Abu Muslim get another addition to their score, bringing them to a 66. Alright, we have 10 clubs remaining. And next up is going to be Istiklal again. It is. It's going to be Istiklal. They're going to move south, and they're going to take this territory right here. Alright, so Istiklal go from a 59 to a 60. I think Istiklal, if they keep taking a lot of this territory because it's so empty, they might actually get enough to compare with Abu Muslim if Abu Muslim end up taking out the rest of these teams. Alright, so next up is going to be Abu Muslim again. Guess the wheel just really likes them. That's off the map. Alright, they're going to be heading north, and they're going to be attacking Sarafan. Alright, so Sarafan are at home with a 57. And Abu Muslim have a 66. So the random number for Sarafan is going to be 13, and the random for Abu Muslim is going to be 15, and so Abu Muslim do end up taking that win. Alright, so Sarafan are out, and Abu Muslim get another upgrade, bringing them to a 67. Alright, the next team up is going to be Istiklal again. These two clubs are getting a lot of love by this wheel. Right, they're going to be going, I believe that's a matchup. Yes, it is. It's going to be a matchup against Jawanan Perosi, or I believe that's Kabul Perosi. Perosi Kabul. They have a 53. They are at home. And Istiklal have a 60. And so the random number for Kabul is going to be 5. And the random for Istiklal is going to be 3. And it's going to be a narrow margin, but Istiklal is going to win that and take over the entirety of Kabul. So with that threat out of the way, I think Istiklal are in quite a good position to gather a lot of upgrades and be a contender to attack Abu Muslim. Because they do get another upgrade, bring them from a 60 to a 61. Next up, it's going to be Khadim. Khadim are going to be attacking directly west. I think from their logo, it's going to be this territory right here. Also, by the way, if a club manages to completely corner off an area, so say Istiklal takes this territory, and this territory, because no other club is actually able to reach this territory, they will actually automatically get all of them and receive all the upgrades. So it can be very beneficial to like corner off areas. But Khadim get another upgrade. They go from a 50 to a 51. Alright, the next team up is going to be Istiklal or Sarabaz Yashlar. It's going to be Istiklal. Alright, Istiklal moving northwest. I think from here it's going to be this region, which I believe is Panjshir. They're going to take that. Yes, they are at a 62 now. And so the next team up is going to be Mawal Sahel Sahat. Okay, probably pronouncing that wrong. They are going west. Mawaj are up here, and they are going to be, yes, they're going to be attacking Khadim for all this territory. All right, so Khadim at home, they will get a 51, and Mawaj has a 54. So it's actually going to be quite even. The random number for Khadim is going to be a 14, pretty strong. And for Mawaj, it's going to be a 6. So I think, yes, it's going to be end up, it's a close margin, but Khadim are going to take out Mawaj Sahel. And now, because I believe Khadim with only 51, because they beat um, who was at Mawaj as a 54, because they're a team higher, Kadim actually get a +2 rating, so they go to a 53, and Mawaj is out. Alright, next up is going to be Abu Muslim again. It is. It's going to be Abu Muslim. They're going to be attacking Attack Energy. So they're going north to try and take one of the bigger teams. I think they were the second best at the start. But Attack Energy have a 62. They're at home. And Abu Muslim have a 67. So this is actually also going to be very close. So Attack Energy get a 7, and Abu Muslim get a 15. And so I think, yes, Abu Muslim are going to take out Attack Energy. And so Abu Muslim gets another upgrade, and they go to a 68. And so Attack Energy are out, and we are down to 6 clubs. Alright, the next team up is Speak of the Devil, Sork Poshan. Sork Poshan, I think, yes, that's going to be an attack against Abu Muslim. Abu Muslim with a 68 at home. And Sork Porshan with a 61. I think it might be possible, but Abu Muslim get an 18. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be possible. And Sork Porshan get a 14. So, yes, Sork Porshan will be the next victim of Abu Muslim. All right. So it's a top 5, and the next club is going to be Abu Muslim. That's not. They're going to be going west, and they're going to be taking this land right here. That brings Abu Muslim up to a 69. All right, next up is going to be Khadim. Khadim are moving southwest, and are going to be taking this territory right here. All right, and Khadim will go up from a 53 to a 54. All right, next up it's going to be Khadim again. Khadim are moving south again, and then you'll be taking this territory right here. And that does get them an upgrade, but it also extends their border with Abu Muslim. Alright, next up, we're going to have a game, or is it going to be Khadim again? It's going to be Khadim for the 3rd time in a row. They are moving west, and they're going to be taking this territory right here. So now, Istiqlal, who were in a perfect position, have now effectively squandered that because they now share a border with Khadim. And so they go up from a 55 to a 56. Will it be Khadim again, or are we going to get a new club? It's going to be Sarsabaz Yashlar. Yashlar are going to be going northwest. They can't go that way. That I believe they can go. Yes, they will be taking this territory up here. And that will take them up from a 56 to a 57. Alright, the next team up is going to be Istikal or Saraslav Yashar again. It is going to be Yashlar. Yashlar are heading southwest, and they're going to be taking on Kursan. Alright, this is the first game for both of them. Kursan at home with a 56. 56. And Yashlar with a 57. This is going to be close again. Khorasan have a 16, and Yashlar have a 6. And so that is going to be, sorry, a win for Khorasan. And so they will be taking Sarabtslaj Yashlar's territory. And because Khorasan were actually rated 1 lower than Yashlar, they get a +2 upgrade to go to a 58. And Yashlar are out. Alright, top 4. Next up is going to be Istikal. Istikal are moving southwest. And I think they're going to thread the needle and take this territory here, giving them border now with Abu Muslim. But they do go up to a 63. Alright, the next team up is going to be Istikal again or Khadim. It's going to be Khadim. Khadim, I think it is, or maybe it's not. Oh, it looks like they're going to thread the needle and they're going to take this last territory over here. Khadim go up from a 56 to a 57. Alright, the next club up is going to be Khadim again. Are they going to have a match this time? I think they are. Straight north. Yes, they're going to be attacking Khorasan. Alright, Khorasan at home, they have a 58. And Khadim have a 57. They can continue their run. Khorasan at home, they get an 11. And Khadim get an 18. They might just do it. And it's going to be exactly the same, so we're going to have to re-roll. Khorasan get a 17. And Khadim get a 15. I think, yes, that is Khadim's reign over, and this is all going to Khorasan. Alright, Khorasan go from a 58 to a 59, closing on that 60 territory. And Khadim are out. Alright, the final 3. The next club up is going to be Abu Muslim. I think it's almost guaranteed to be a match. It is, and yes, they're going to be fighting Khorasan. Alright, so Khorasan just got an upgrade. They are at home with a 59. And Abu Muslim have a whole 10 points higher, a 69. But with a good roll, I think Khorasan could actually win this. Their roll is a 9. I don't think it's possible. But Abu Muslim's roll is a 1. And oh, it's very close. But Abu Muslim do end up taking all this territory. Alright. Khorasan are out. Alright, the next club up is going to be Istikal. It could feasibly end right here, but I don't think it is. No, they are going to be taking this territory down here, and they're going to be going up from a 63 to a 64. Alright, the next club up is going to be Istikal. Istikal are going northwest. Is that going to be a matchup? It's not. Once again, they're going to be taking another upgrade right here. And so they move up from a 64 to a 65. Alright, next up we're going to have Istikal. I think that's going to be it. Yes, that is going to be the matchup that determines it. They are fighting Abu Muslim away. So, Istikal at a 65 go home, and Abu Muslim have a 70, and so they're at home. Alright, this can determine all of it. The random number for Abu Muslim is 12, and the random number for Istikal is 8. And yep, that's going to confirm it. Afghanistan goes the way of Abu Muslim. They are the winners. It They were the strongest club from the start, but Istikal did put up a good fight. But I think it was always heavily weighted in Abu Muslim's favor. But yeah, that was imperialism Afghanistan. I'm working on Albania, which has a lot more teams. I think it's 59 teams. That's going to take a lot longer to get out. But I mean, hopefully you like this. It's different, but it's just something I wanted to try. So yeah, stay tuned in for Imperialism Albania.